Welcome to Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle, LaPorte County's original social media. Sound Off is a public interest forum that encourages your voice to be heard on the topics and issues impacting our local communities. We invite you to be part of the conversation by calling or texting 219-362-0522. You may also email your questions to soundoff@967theeagle.com. This is a topic-based program, and we ask that you keep your comments brief, concise, and related to the topic being discussed. The views expressed on Sound Off are those of the hosts or callers and do not represent the opinion of 96.7 The Eagle, Spoon River Media, LLC, or the sponsors. The on-air line is now open for your calls or texts at 219-362-0522. And now, Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle.
And welcome to Sound Off on this Friday. Stan Maddox here. Our guest today, LaPorte Mayor Tom Dermody. Mayor Dermody is our guest today, 362-0522. Call us or give us a text message at that number, 362-0522. LaPorte Mayor Tom Dermody, as always, welcome to Sound Off.
Always great to be with my fam here, Meatball and Stan. You said Dermody. That's a good Irish. That's a good Irish name, and there are, I think, in Ireland some Dermodys. So, did you know in Ozark, the series Ozark, it was Dermody Realty? I don't know how they came up with that.
Oh, wow.
If you watched the Ozark series. But it is Lake Fest weekend. Mark Schreiber and his team have done phenomenal. And I've already started. I went out on the Alabama on Pine Lake, thanks to Ted Rita from Heston Steam Museum. They are giving rides all weekend, and I would highly recommend it.
Yeah, that's that steamboat,
Yes.
18-passenger steamboat, miniature steamboat. So you went for a ride. What was that like?
On the first voyage, on the initial voyage around Pine Lake, it was great. Ted and his partner Julie were giving information because this Alabama steamboat is usually in Cedar Lake. And so they brought it for Lake Fest, and I think people will truly enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I guess it was an old life raft on a Great Lakes ship cruiser from way back in the day, and then they converted it to a miniature steamboat. So is there plenty of room?
There's plenty of room. Enjoy the ride on Pine Lake, and it just reminds you how fortunate we are to have our natural resources that we have.
Of course, there's a chance of rain today, Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully, Mother Nature cooperates. But I understand after talking to Park Superintendent Mark Schreiber this morning, it's rain or shine. They might have to pause it maybe if they get any thunder and lightning, but unless they get that, it's a go.
Despite the Grim Reaper sitting left to me about the rain, we're going. This thing's going to be fun. And the rain, it won't rain on Lake Fest weekend. And there's so much to do. Mark and his team, Lake Fest team committee, have just continued to develop. And there's great music tonight, great music tomorrow, wiffle ball, all different types of things, so you don't want to miss out.
Yeah, I'd like to check out that wiffle ball home run derby. Yeah, but that's a lot of fun just to watch.
Yes, or you and I get in there. I'll throw some chin music your way, keep you off the plate.
Yeah. I don't know. You probably can still throw some pretty good chin music considering you pitch for the Slicers and Purdue.
Well, only thing left I have is a knuckler when it comes to wiffle ball. So I'll dance around your bat there with a knuckler. But get out. There's family fun everywhere all weekend to Sunday. And again, who would have thought 5 years ago when we started this that it would become what it is today? So.
Hey, we got a question, text message. They have a question about the steamboat. Is it coal-fired, wood-fired, or propane?
It is not steam. It is, I believe, kerosene or propane. I can't remember. But, yeah, it is not steam, but it's a great ride, and it is not coal.
Okay, great. That's a great question. I kind of assumed it was steam-powered, but they call it a steamboat probably because it looks like one.
Yes.
Okay. Of course, Mayor Dermody took a ride, the first ride on that steamboat during Lake Fest, and sounds like a great thing to do, that's for sure. Give us a call, 362-0522. Of course, Saturday night you have pop star Jesse McCartney at Lake Fest at Fox Park. Then the fireworks before that.
Yes.
Fireworks before Jesse McCartney takes the stage over Clear Lake.
It's, fireworks is a great part of this as well. People really enjoy it and sit everywhere in our community to watch. So, and again, 5 years now, 5th annual, a lot of fun. But there's still things happening everywhere, every day. Unfortunately, I shared with you earlier over on L Street, we had a tree go down last night on a car. And, when we talk about the tree grant and losing the last $750,000, it's just unacceptable and something, like I said, in the future, if you don't want to include it in the budget, great, but you committed to this. Other communities have kept it, but because of the word diversity was used in a group of grants that went to a federal organization, it's not our fault. And trees, this is nothing about a diverse group of trees and has everything to do about public safety, keeping our residents safe. And those dollars should be coming back to LaPorte.
Okay. Yeah, I understand you guys are still trying to get that grant withdrawal reversed so you get those monies back. You talked to somebody this morning. Any updates?
Well, I did call to Washington, D.C., to the USDA, because they're also guiding on this grant. And I said, look, unacceptable. In the future, you want to cut the grant, whatever. But because the word diversity was used in the trees, we're going to have multiple trees because we see what happens when they're all maple. And it's silliness at best. Let's get the program back. Give us the dollars that we competed for, that other communities still get to keep, and let us do the job that we need by taking care of some dead trees that are in our community.
Of course, the grant was withdrawn at a time when DOGE was making all those spending cuts, and apparently the tree grant was one of the victims. So you're still at it, trying to get those monies back, but you can apply for those dollars again next year. So maybe you'll get them back next year.
Well, no.
What do you think?
I'll get future dollars, but we want the dollars that we won, and we're not giving in. I've said I want to talk to this individual supervisor. They can drag it out as long as they want. I've been talking to the congressman's office, and Griffin Nate of Congressman Yakum's office has been very helpful, but we are relentless for a reason, and our residents deserve it, and we want those dollars coming here.
Okay, yeah. A lot of trees still need to be taken down because they're old or dying or dead. So
I think when we started this administration, I think there were 400, 500 trees that needed to be taken down. So it's not easy, especially when you have a street department that is mostly multifaceted, to do potholes, to do signs, to do just about anything that's needed of them. It's important.
Okay.
I think you have another.
All right. Yeah, let's see what we got here. Well, let's see. Same guy. Well, you need fire to make steam. That fire is made with either wood, coal, or kerosene.
Well, go take a ride. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll have to ask that question when we get down there and to check out the steamboat. All right, give us a call. Mayor Dermody is our guest today, 362-0522. Spectrum Recycling, they were given a court order to vacate, of course, for the upcoming construction of the Tipton Street overpass. I understand the city has acquired the property, and they missed a deadline for vacating, and you had to shut them down, right? Or
correct. I'm not sure why anybody would not want to vacate and slow down the process of our public safety, of our residents. We know people have died crossing the tracks. We know people have died in their cars or been in horrendous accidents. So why on earth anybody would want to slow down the process of us building an overpass, especially when it's 90-10 with the state using 90% money to our 10, and the only other overpass that we have in our community. And when you talk to our police and you talk to our fire, when seconds matter and they're stuck at a railroad crossing and they can't get across to save a life, and now we have this business that's looking to slow down that process and not follow the court law, unacceptable.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. I mean, after all, didn't Spectrum Recycling want to go through the eminent domain process?
Absolutely. And
so they got their money and they don't want to leave.
They got their $500,000 and they said, oh, we're supposed to move them. Well, you got to have a place to move. And so, again, my biggest fear is how they're delaying and potentially putting other people in danger by continuing to have to cross the railroad. So very concerned.
Okay. So you guys shut them down. When did that happen?
This morning, 5 a.m.
Wow. Okay. So they can't get in and operate their business.
It would be considered trespassing as the city owns it. It's going to be a lay-down yard for many of the subs or people doing the work there to get that overpass going.
Okay. When are we going to see construction of the overpass begin? I was told maybe in the spring or summer of next year.
I think that's probably still a good date, we hope. I mean, if we can get everybody to follow the rules.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We got to take a quick commercial break. Stay with us. LaPorte Mayor Tom Dermody is our guest on Sound On.
Amazing, attractive, abundant, affordable automobiles at Auto Park. Prices practically a present. Pay what we pay. Employee pricing for all. Proudly from America for America at autopark.com. Price drops that'll puzzle the public, but they're authentic, actual, absolutely real. Lock it in, lock it fast. 2024 Ford Escape from just $24,995. 2025 Jeep Compass from just $23,995. A plethora of pre-owned and pristine new picks. Over 700 vehicles parked and priced to move. One price, one person, 1 hour. That's all it takes to pull off the perfect purchase. Affordable payments, amazing pricing, accelerated process, all possible at Auto Park. That's the Auto Park way at Auto Park Automotive. Autopark.com. Autopark.com. Escape number RUB02194. Compass number ST551683. To qualified buyers. Price plus tax, title, and 245 doc. In stock inventory only. See dealer for details.
Deep River Water Park is now open for our 30th season, and we've lowered all admission prices. For starters, splash Monday through Thursday for only $30, and 3 special events are only $15. Check out DeepRiverWaterPark.com and subscribe to our e-news.
Deep River Water Park, it's simply splash-tastic. Hey!
Looking for a used vehicle you can trust? At Sowers GMC, every GM-certified used vehicle passes a rigorous inspection and comes with a clean Carfax, so you know you're getting quality. Plus, enjoy an extra 12 months or 12,000 miles of warranty for added peace of mind. Stop by today, 1900 East Lincoln Way in LaPorte, or visit online at SowersAutos.com. At Sowers GMC, let us show you the difference, because when you start with a better car, you end up with a better car.
With so many things going on around the area, it's hard to keep up with this or that taking place, especially when the weekend arrives and you're looking for something to do and all of a sudden you forgot. Well, not anymore. Let us introduce you to the Weekend Entertainment Guide. Heard every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday right here. We'll list your nonprofit event on the air for everyone to hear. Also, we'll list it on our website at hometownnewsnow.com for others to see. Just visit hometownnewsnow.com. Click on the Submit tab and fill out the form and contact us for payment as we take credit or debit cards. It's the Weekend Entertainment Guide, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays here and hometownnewsnow.com.
Michiana weather.
Daytime highs approaching 82 this afternoon under overcast skies with a chance of thunderstorms. From the Weather Center at hometownnewsnow.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Trombley. Right now, it's 79 degrees.
What are you waiting for? The lines are open on Sound Off. Text or dial your questions now to 362-0522. That's 362-0522. Now, back to LaPorte County's original social media. Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle.
And welcome back to Sound Off. Our guest today, LaPorte Mayor Tom Dermody, 3620522. Tom, we got another text message. Why don't they put the overpass on Boston Street going to the industrial park instead of a neighborhood?
Well, because I think the overpass, we get a lot of people that drive up and down Park Street. Also with our police and fire, we don't want them going to an industrial park when seconds count. We want them going into Park Street, into those neighborhoods and so forth. So it's a smaller version of an overpass. It's nothing near what we have now, but at least they won't be waiting on lights to cross to save somebody's life.
Yeah, a 2-lane overpass.
Correct.
Okay.
It might be, I think it is. I won't confirm that. It's been a while since I was included in the drawings.
Okay. All right. So if you have any more questions, shoot us a text or give us a call, 3620522.
If I can add, former Sheriff John Boyd said, he goes, I bet you were like this on a boat, like all wobbly and sick. He said, you can't swim and splash around like your flabby arm spanking machine. What a weirdo.
Oh.
He's what happens when he's retired. But I still love him.
You didn't get butterflies? Did you have your sea legs ready?
I had my sea legs. One time I went out to Lake Michigan, and I swore for 5 years, Senator Arnold, Ton and Blank, and everybody kept asking me to go out on the board, on the boat. Judge Stahlbrink was there, and I kept telling him for years, you do not want me going on this boat. And I must have gotten sick 40 times in the first 20 minutes, and I ruined everybody's trip because they had to go out and bring me back in. I was death warmed over, and no one's ever asked me to go on the boat out in Lake Michigan again.
Oh, wow. Wow. Must have been some rough seas that day, huh?
Well, a flat is rough seas for me out on Lake Michigan.
Okay, so no sickness today, though, right?
No, and then the guy asked me, the head of the boat that was leading it, the captain was like, oh, just have a Pepsi and a sandwich. And I was like, yeah, why don't you get that sandwich out of my face?
Right. Polony. Yeah, get it away. Yeah, we don't want that. Hey, Lincoln Walk. I've been seeing, some comments from people. Some like it, some don't. Is it working?
Well, I think it has people talking. And when you look at it from that perspective, would you say yes? Because everybody's talking about it. We have a focus on our walkers across safety. We want traffic to slow down. It can't just be, hey, police, pull people over, because you pull one person over, 10 go by. And you can't put an officer at Lincoln Way all day long, all night long. And so we have to think of future creative ways, especially when the opportunity presents itself to take control of Lincoln Way, shrink down the lanes, provide an alternative for trucks. We're excited. And this is really the first time that we've been able to present a case to NDOT about let's partner and how to make this work.
Okay, so of course we're talking about the what do you call the post, the plastic post,
the
bollards, yeah, and then the orange striping and the white striping that people have seen at the intersections along Lincoln Way. So,
do you like how bright it is?
I didn't know it was bright.
The orange?
Well, yeah, the orange looks good. Yeah,
you had me concerned.
Some people think it's an eyesore.
Oh, well. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Right, exactly.
But again, we've had a lot of complaints from people over the years about how downtown, it's unsafe. I'm not bringing my kids. You saw my truck. Someone hit my rear view mirror.
I heard that, yeah.
Took off, didn't stay. So it happens, and we all got to work together to keep our community and our families safe and encourage them to be downtown.
All right. The bollards, they'll be up until winter, right? They'll be taking that for the winter for the snowplows, right? And then be back up again next year?
Well, hopefully we're making progress with NDOT, and we continue to do things to say, hey, how do we help with the truck traffic, providing alternative routes, and get a more walkable downtown.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take a phone call. You're on Sound Off with Mayor Dermody. Go right ahead.
Hi, Tom.
Yes.
I called last month to Sound Off, and again, I've asked this question many, many, many times. about the tiny homes.
Yes.
And I see zoning being changed for businesses, but nothing to benefit the everyday person for tiny homes. You said at that time, well, a couple times, you said, well, talk to me, and, I can't, what are you doing? And I'm thinking, okay, number one, it's not my job, but I'm willing to give my input.
It's all our job.
You contacted me. I told,
it's all our job.
I told you that, I get that. I told you that I had to work around my grandchildren's schedule, and that was it. Haven't heard from you since. That was June 27th.
Correct. And we didn't have meetings. We haven't had a single meeting regarding it because we're still trying to figure out how we get, and I'm glad you brought this up, right there around the corner for the tiny homes, because residents came up and screamed about them, about not putting them over off Lake Street. And we couldn't even get a few of those homes put and developed in there, and neighbors came out and screamed. So I'll tell you what, they're working on refabbing these, seeing what we could do, and we're going to look for your part to help us and speak to the public and stand up for it to say, hey, we do need this, because whether it's residential up in the north side of 39, people are upset. If it's small homes, people are upset. And that's why the tiny homes have taken so long in Michigan City as well. Look at how long that has taken. We're moving, I think, pretty fast.
Well, does it have to be a big meeting for me to be able to talk to you face-to-face? Number one is my first question. The second one is, if you're going to do that, the tiny homes mean that most people that can afford those don't have other modes of transportation. They need access to either transport or within walking distance. So my question is, why couldn't we do like a small community of tiny homes where there would be a bus route? What's wrong with the property on Boyd Boulevard that nothing's being done with that but being sold to developers rather than for the benefit of the residents of LaPorte?
Well, do you want us to buy some of the Boyd property and put it near industrial manufacturing? I don't know if that would be fair to them.
I think it's pretty secluded. I think it's pretty secluded that you could kind of make a small community somewhere. It wouldn't have to be like, 5 homes, something that could be close enough to either be within walking distance of them being able to buy groceries or have some kind of transportation for these people. Because if you're in a tiny home, that means you really don't have any other means of transportation.
Well,
that's kind of what my thinking is.
That's why as well, and thank you for the call, but that's why we have Ivy Flats, and we want to use the old Coke building, and we have housing opportunities for 19 apartments. They're not homes, but with mental health services on site. You're right there near pharmacies. You're right there near a grocery store. You're also there with our transport to take out to the east side for jobs, and all the finances. We haven't been able to get them to move forward. So again, it took $300,000, I think, to the Michigan City tiny homes just to develop plans. Ask Jimmy Pressel, who is now partnering there. Why haven't they built those? It's not as easy because there's cost involved. And again, when you go to market rate, people can afford it. We also have the Advantix, affordable housing behind the American Legion, behind the old Washington School that we're doing there. And so it's not like we're doing anything. And let's not forget the apartment complexes or houses that Jeff Batchelor's been taking care of so people can live in every day. And we just drove again today. Lower income people that are living in facilities have a clean, respectful place to live. So again, we get it with tiny homes as the term, but there's homes all over that we're working for to be affordable, offer transport, but we're going to make sure people live in clean, safe, respectable living that has been ignored for 25 years in our community.
Okay, I got to take a quick commercial break, so stay with us here and sound up.
Hey, this is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods, and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband. He lost weight. More important, cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend went, and she lost 20 pounds in the first 2 months. So does Mark Patrick hypnosis work? Oh yeah, it works. Nothing has changed my life more. Well, except maybe my husband. He's so proud of me. Makes me cry.
What an incredible story. So what are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. Early bird special, only $49.99. That's right, weight loss seminar, Wednesday, July 30th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in LaPorte at 5:30 p.m. Registration 5 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8. Registration at 7:30 p.m. Sign up now at markpatrickseminars.com.
Get ready for the ultimate race week party. Race fans, don't miss the X Insurance Great Lakes Grand Prix Block Party and Boat Parade on Saturday, August 2nd in downtown Michigan City on Franklin Street. From noon until 10 p.m., enjoy live entertainment, delicious food, cold brews, and a fun-filled kids zone. Then, from 6 to 8 p.m., watch as the Power Boats parade through downtown, giving fans an up-close look at these incredible boats and their fearless drivers. It's free, it's fun, it's a tradition. Get all the details at GreatLakesGrandPrix.com.
Hi, everyone. I'm Craig Orndorff. On the next weekend in the country, we head back to July of 1982. The fitness craze began. Lots of leg warmers, leotards, and headbands. E.T. was the movie blockbuster, and Tom Watson couldn't be stopped on the golf course. And on the countdown were big hits from Sylvia, George Strait, Barbara Mandrell, and Alabama. And we'll have them right here on the next Weekend in the Country.
Weekend in the Country, Saturdays 8 to 10 on 96.7 The Eagle, sponsored by Robert Tillish Appliance. Come out to the Tyner Tractor Show Friday, July 25th and Saturday, July 26th at the Tyner Community Building, 4836 French Street. This is a family-friendly event that the young and old at heart can enjoy. See the variety of tractors and enjoy the great food. Admission is free.
Looking for a hard-to-find item you can't find in the stores? Maybe you'd like to sell a few items you no longer use or need. Maybe you're looking for help around the house or yard. Tradio is the answer. Every weekday following your 9 a.m. news for Tradio on 96.7 The Eagle. It's your time to call 362-0522 to buy, sell, and trade just about anything, even those hard-to-find items. Join us for Tradio, weekdays from 9:06 a.m. until 10 on 96.7 The Eagle.
We're waiting to hear from you. Dial or text 362-0522 and let us know what you think. That's 362-0522. Back to Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle.
And welcome back to Sound Off. Our guest today, LaPorte Mayor Tom Dermody, 362-0522. Somebody wants to know if the jet ski races are returning to Stone Lake. I can tell them that. They're not.
They are not this year, but there's a lot happening out on Stone Lake that will help keep your energy and interest.
Okay, somebody wants to know, have any data center locations been announced in LaPorte? I heard 400 South at 500 South near 30. Well, that's not in LaPorte. 400 South, 500 South.
Correct.
You already got one, Microsoft.
We've got Microsoft coming. So,
are you open to other data centers coming?
You know, we're always open to the right deal, and we are open for business for the right deal for data centers. The county is not going to tell us what we can and can't do. What we think is right for our city and our residents is key. We just can't say no. And I know, talking to some of the elected officials after the meeting this week, they were concerned about that LaPorte County's looked at as not open for business. So we hope we change that mindset.
Yeah, some of the officials are saying, well, they're not big job creators, so we need a lot more in return to make up for that. But you guys seem happy with your agreement with Microsoft. I can't remember all the details, but they're going to give millions of dollars to the school corporation, right?
And a lot more than 15 jobs. And, you know, our schools are key, our city's key, and it's what you negotiate. So that's key. But I know we got 3 calls going. You want to do
let's
rapid
get to
fire?
them right now. Rapid fire. You're on with Mayor Dermody. Go ahead.
Hi, yes, sir. I was just wondering, I have a friend who has a daughter in a wheelchair. She lives off of Monroe on John Street, and the sidewalk in front of their house is atrocious. Is there anybody that can take a look at it and maybe put it in the plans to fix it so she can use it in her wheelchair?
Thank you. Would you call Tucker at 362-2327 in our engineering department, and either he can give you an update on it, or if he isn't aware of that part, he can go take a look at it. And thank you very much for making that call.
Okay, let's take another call. You're on Sound Off with Mayor Dermody.
Hello. I just wonder if anything can be done about the two homes on Severs Road. Their yard is terrible as neighbors live by.
I've had that complaint. It's in the county. Call Steve Hollifield at the county commissioner's office. He's aware of it. I think he'd like to get it cleaned up as well. But we get that complaint, and we'd love to do it. If he wants to give us approval, we'll go clean it up and set the standard. But I think they have to have ordinances in place. Also, I want to talk about the Rumley Hotel. We've heard a lot of people talk about the elevator. Jeff Batchelor has been amazing holding Otis Elevator to point to make sure that the annex elevator is fixed. It's a part that in the first time has busted in 27 years. It's a $20,000 part. And they were working, Otis Elevator was working 4 10-hour shifts. They would have not worked today, but Jeff was able to negotiate a deal with them to say, hey, you guys need to stay on Friday. Let's get it fixed today so it can at least get to the fire marshal or the state approval process. And he also went and brought some hometown Indiana deli over to them. And they are working and hopefully will be completed today. But then we got to work on getting the inspector over.
Okay. Yeah, you don't want residents stranded because they can't use an elevator.
Correct.
Now, the Rumley Hotel, of course, that was redone a long time ago, back in the 90s. Is that city-owned property? I can't remember.
The main is Rumley Hotel. It's like a HUD property there. The backside was put in the city just as a part of the process back in whenever it was, the 90s. But the Rumley Hotel does own that. And, we need to keep that hotel going for especially those moderately financed seniors.
All right, more calls to take. You're on Sound Off with Mayor Dermody.
Yes, am I on?
Yes.
Yes, instead of them tiny homes, what you really need is just another thing like 701 Maple with all the nice apartments. That's what these low-income people need.
I agree.
Need one room.
That was the first thing we did when we took over the administration. Again, all elected officials, trustees, just think it was acceptable to let people live like that for 25 years. And we said no on day one.
All right, more calls. You're on with Mayor Dermody.
Good morning. I'm curious as to what the intersections have a wide section of orange paint. I'm just curious as to what that is for.
Thank you. That was what we talked about just earlier about Lincoln Walk, to start slowing down and taking back control of our downtown, to slow drivers down, to make allow walkers to feel safer.
Okay, and keep the drivers in their lanes, too.
100%.
Mirrors getting taken out by passing cars, that happens all too often, right?
Correct.
All right, let's take some more calls on Sound Off. You're on with Mayor Dermody.
Yes, last year about this time, there was a bad storm that come through the east side of town, and trees uprooted the sidewalks on Division and Plain Street. Are they going to fix those, or?
Did you say on the sidewalk? Because I know some more road work is being done on Division. But if you want to text me that, or you can ask for Jamie or Joe in the engineer's office at 362-2327. And they can tell you the rest of the progress, because we still have Maple, we still have Weller Ave at the railroad tracks there, up to Central. They may be able to tell you, because I know some more Division work was being done.
All right.
Oh,
is he still with us?
yes, this is the sidewalk itself. Nothing happened to the roads, it's the sidewalk.
Right, but sometimes they'll combine the effort to just do it all at once.
Over a year?
Well, if they were doing roads now, they'd want to use all the funding and maybe they'll pay for the sidewalks. But that's where they can update you. And if you want to text me, I'll call you after sound off.
Okay, thank you.
363-7293.
Okay, thanks a lot for the call. Text message, Tom, no one in the city wants data centers either. Have you seen all the posts and comments on Facebook?
Yes, and people have also seen where they don't want higher-end housing. They don't want lower-end housing. There's a lot of things they don't want, and that's why we have to be very specific to what makes best to move LaPorte forward, because people still want jobs. They still want, and again, with the property tax reduction, this is going to change how we look at local government and schools and the amount of funding. We don't want to be Mississippi, and fighting for every penny, but we're going to have to look at reform. We can't allow elected officials to protect their job. There's consolidation that's trying to happen now, but we don't want people, roads and sewers, making new parks instead of giving money to the county and city by doing different things, just so they don't have to participate. So I am putting together a meeting with Baker Tilly and with all elected officials in LaPorte County, just to have Baker Tilly financials come up and say, hey, here's what it looks like for the future. Not everything can be the same, but people still want their services. They still want their police. They still want their fire. And we're going to have to find different ways to do things.
Okay. Text message. They're asking about this billboard on 39 North that's been wrecked for months.
I know Jeff Batchelor has been up there and talk to them. If you want to call Jeff at 219-775-3610, he can give you an update.
Okay, somebody wants to know, couldn't the big building across from the Jane Bernard Animal Rescue be put to good use for senior veteran housing? Well, they're talking about the old
county home.
Yeah, the old county home, right?
That's in the county, but yeah, I think that was a mess when it started with the county some time ago.
Yeah. There was an attempt to turn that into some type of senior, veteran, or low-income housing, but they didn't get very far with that. About a minute to go, Tom. What do you want to talk about
next? Do you have any last questions first? I want to make sure everybody gets an answer.
No. We're all out of text messages.
Well, just, by the way, Steve Hallfield said on that home that needs to be cleaned up, 219-304-3164. Love that he puts out his cell phone. He said you can call them. And you all right?
Yeah, I think I'll make it.
But get out to Lake Fest, enjoy. And again, we're not always going to agree on everything, but text me, call me, 363-7293, and let's make sure we talk about facts. Let's sure we have updated information on both sides, everybody talking, so we don't miss opportunities in LaPorte like we did in the 70s, like we did in the 80s with certain things, and it's hurt us to this day. So we have to do what's right and protect our residents, but also make them understand that LaPorte's a great place to live. So 219-363-7293.
Okay, I got to get this in real quick. This person is saying, if it wasn't for those orange poles, I would have got hit yesterday.
Oh, share that with us. We love to hear the positive. People are quick on the negative. So if you don't mind, 219-363-7293. I know it says 205 Rumley Street. It's still moving. Housing Opportunities has their prints down at the state of Indiana for approval, and they've not heard back.
Okay. All right. And the lady who almost got hit, she says thank you.
No, thank you, and thank you to Nick Minnick, because this was his work. You got to stay out of those planners and engineers, because we have an amazing team.
All right. Well, Mayor Dermody, as always, thanks for coming on Sound Off. Look forward to his next visit, and thanks for listening out there, and thanks for the text messages. Have a nice weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us and voicing your opinion on this edition of Sound Off. The views expressed on Sound Off are those of the host or callers and do not represent the opinion of 96.7 The Eagle, Spoon River Media, LLC, or the sponsors. Sound Off airs live every Monday and Friday, immediately following Update 12 News, and is available online after the show is over under the podcast menu at hometownnewsnow.com. Mark your calendar and join us again for the next edition of Sound Off. right here on 96.7, The Eagle.